My name is Bashir Hussein. I am a 20-year-old U.S. citizen from Minneapolis, Minnesota. On December 10, 2025, during my lunch break, I was violently arrested by federal immigration agents. I repeatedly told the agents that I am a U.S. citizen and I had my ID and passport. Instead, the agents ignored my pleas and forced me to the ground and placed me in a headlock. The injuries and trauma from that day have stayed with me. Since that incident, I have experienced symptoms of PTSD, intense anxiety in public spaces, panic when I hear whistles, sirens, and car horns, trouble sleeping, constant stress, and emotional exhaustion. I have also experienced ongoing physical pain and tension that started after my detention. I no longer feel safe in my community. My family has been affected by this as much as I have. They watch me come home drained and physically hurt. The fear that this could happen again has created constant stress and has changed our lives. I am raising funds to support my recovery, including trauma-informed mental health therapy and counseling, medical care for stress-related symptoms and physical symptoms, basic living and recovery-related expenses while I focus on healing. If you are able to donate, I am very grateful. If not, please consider sharing this page. Thank you.
Oh. Family, I've been black too long. Yeah, man, I've been black too long, obviously, because I couldn't find a fuck to give. No, I'm serious, man. I feel bad, man. Hey, where'd I leave my fuck? I don't give a... Baby, because you help me come look for some fucks to give. I can't find mine. Just... I've been black too long because I don't look at this as a major issue. Family, cops. Let me explain something to you. See, when y'all came over here, the Somalis, when y'all came to America, and they talked to y'all and they told y'all, no black. Don't mess with the blacks. Blacks are bad. Stay away from the blacks. They are hooligans, thugs. No black. No black. Stay away from black. You know, all the weird shit y'all call us. They do all the immigrants this way. This is a training program for the immigrants. What they should have done is carved out a little bit of time and told y'all our cops can be some motherfuckers. Yeah, they should have told y'all that the cops don't play, that the cops in America treat people who are dark-skinned, like your ass, badly often. Now, don't get me wrong, I've covered stories where white guys were beat to death and they just told mom, kick rocks. I covered stories when white boys got shot 15 times. I've seen it, I covered it. People don't believe it, but it's true. Here's the thing. Our cops have what's called qualified immunity. And they get to do shit. So see, here's the thing, man. Being, if every black American who was suspected as a criminal, who fit a description, who was detained, was able to file to do this, what you doing, America be bankrupt, dog. I'm just gonna be flat out honest with you. If everybody who was ever harassed by cops was able to file a claim and get PTSD, and not only you even threw in, even my family. My family is also in distress because they saw me in distress. That's not how this shit work. But you figured if you could get some money, why can't everybody else, right? I mean, it's free money, right? Family, what's going on with Somalis in Minnesota is they are filing for reparations. There's been a number of cases of Somalis who say because ICE, Department of Homeland Security, the DEA, FBI, whatever came into Minnesota, that they were under terroristic attack. And all their rights were stripped from them. And for that, they want compensation. And I think the number that was thrown out was like $200 million in a class action lawsuit. That's some crazy number. So ICE was upholding laws, and now to them, that is harassment, and they have a grievance, and they want money. He's not the only one. He's not by himself. Let's keep going.
Relief programs fits into our criteria of small business owners, not those who make 200,000 and above. We don't make that much amount, and we have been suffering since the crisis of ICE. We also demand an immediate help to evictions so families are not pushed to homelessness during the crisis. Our community deserves accountability. Our community deserves safety. We need also justice for those who lost their lives defending the community.
Lost what? Hold on. Lost what? What'd she say? Okay. I don't know. These demands have been considered absurd. And they, especially considering the fraud scandals that have been going on in Minnesota. How could you be asking for money when your community is the one that stole money? How about this? How about the people that committed the fraud, they pay y'all? Yeah, because they stole more than $200 million. How about we just have them pay y'all? We call it even. Yeah, call up your cousins who was running fake-ass daycares and clinics. Call them up and say, see, you break you off a couple dollars. And, we'll just forget all about it. Because I'm just saying, we talk about a whole lot more money than $200 million. We're in the billions. Y'all stole billions of dollars out of Minnesota, out of taxpayers' pockets. In fact, fam, I heard there was a lot of nice people in Minnesota. Sort of like, I saw the movie Fargo. Was Fargo in Minnesota? I don't remember. Is it close? It's in the Midwest, right? So anyway, Minnesota has a reputation for being nice people. Here's the thing. I know it's true. And sometimes you hear stereotypes. Like New Yorkers are supposed to be very rude. I don't know. I don't know any other groups. I don't know. Down south is supposed to be hospitable. Yeah, that's it. Hospitable in the south. You're getting out of Carolinas. The further you go, the more hospitality. They'll lynch you, but they'll do it, after giving you some lemonade. Here's the thing. I'm convinced that Minnesota is a very nice place because there's a lot of white people that you stole from. There's a huge white population in Minnesota, and considering you took billions of dollars, not you, but people that's in your community that you guys are very close-knit, I'm sure people stole billions of dollars out of there. There was taxpayer money. And them white folks ain't come for y'all. Now, I think you got off ahead because white people was burning down our communities and we ain't done nothing to them. All we did was live in a house. They burned us out of our homes. All we did was try to get a burger at a shop and they would beat our asses. All we tried to do was go to school. They would throw rocks and spit on our kids. So I think you did pretty good. I mean, you stole money out of their paychecks. You took their tax money that was supposed to go back into the community. Your friends took it and left the country and gave it to drug lords and warlords. And now, when the cops come to town, you like this. You doing the Sinbad routine. You bust my hand. You hit my hand. You make my hand hurt. See? I think you need to stop while you're ahead. But it don't stop doing. I think it keeps going. Let's see what's left. Maybe left. Maybe it.
We have suffering sons
starting for ICE. We wanna, whoever bring over here, we wanna they pay. Only that's what I'm saying. And I'm asking our governor and our state, we are taxpayer, we need pay back whatever they committed ICE. Thank you very much.
No. Sit down. Family, okay, let me go through my points. Operations feel like siege attacks or siege tactics. There's racial bias in the way that they handle the, policing or whatever this was. Most Somalis in Minnesota, 80,000 or 100,000, are citizens, refugees. So they were refugee status, temporary permanent status. They've been made citizens. And I would admit that harassment's not good. And I'm upset about any type of harassment, but this is how it works. You go down to whatever you file. Yeah, I would say file paperwork. But putting people on the line and doing press conferences, like that's going to get you a lawsuit, I don't think that's what's going to happen. There is nothing Ilhan Omar can do about this. I know she's going to try, but it ain't going to work. There isn't a widespread reparations bill. Nothing official has been done, but, people are making fun of this. And they're also trying to get Black Americans pissed off because they're saying reparations, and they know they cannot use the R word without our permission. Because if anybody, and I do mean anybody, gets reparations from the United States of America before us, I don't care what it's for. That's going to be a problem. We're going to stand on business on that one. And we got a lot of soft-ass leftists, but this is going to bring out the Kraken. So look, Somali Minnesotans activists are calling for compensation over their ICE trauma. And what I'm telling you is the ICE trauma is very reminiscent of being poor Black people in a Black community in the inner city or in a town where cops get buck wild. It ain't much different. It's just crazy because Somalis seem to me that I thought they came as refugees. I thought they came from a war-torn country. I thought they'd seen worse than this. You mean to tell me you ain't got PTSD from being in a war-torn country, from being a refugee, no place to live, famine, disease, death? But somebody handcuffing you and putting you in a van or a truck or whatever, that's your trauma? All right, man. I know it's not a good look to even make this claim. I'm trying to tell you, it's just not a good look. But on an individual basis, because I don't know what happens individually, because individually, people can't cross the line. Individually, who knows how a police officer or a person who's carrying out police-like activities or duties, how they may interact with someone. So I'm not going to dismiss what they're saying. I'm saying a class action lawsuit sounds Looney Tunes. But if individually you could say, hey, yeah, this went too far, this was a violation of my constitutional rights. Yeah. But you can't say cops doing their job means everybody need money. No, that's not how it works. Hell no, that's not how this works. But for the record, file your paperwork. Good luck. I mean, if it's any consolation, we were waiting, 250 years? Wear some soft shoes and a comfortable belt. This may take a while. You brought something to read, I hope, because it's a Tim Black Show. It's live and in charge. We do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Also cut on all notifications. But I'm aware I got people that say, Tim Black, I haven't seen you in 9 months, y'all. Somebody said, Tim Black, I thought you was in the upper room, dog. I ain't seen you in 2 years. Family, I have over 6,000 videos on this channel. So I'm saying, cut on notifications doesn't guarantee anything. You got to do a drive-by. You got to come through, check out the channel, holler at us. That's the best way to see if your Uncle Tim Black is on deck.